It's been a while since I shared one of my rap verses, or spoken word, however you prefer to label it. But I got inspired to write one this morning, and it was just based off of learning the word perspicacious. So, just writing down the meaning of that word, which is basically to have keen mental perception or to be discerning. So it's basically being keen. So I learned that word perspicacious, and of course, just saying that word to myself, it inspired a whole string of rhymes. So here's what I wrote down today. I really like this short verse. I'm perspicacious. Are you worth my patience? You can search for sages on the earth for ages. Lurk the traces of the birds in cages. From birth we're mages. How it's shirked, outrageous. Hidden in plain sight, ridden with stained plights. Sippin' insane night and drippin' with daylight. Christ archetypal sunrise. Pop up, you know your sunset. Look up and see the plum skies. Mum flowering ain't done yet. So I'll break it down a little bit for you as well. The first part, perspicacious, I already defined that. It's basically having keen mental perception or insight. So I'm perspicacious. I'm saying I'm keen. Are you worth my patience? So that's saying that I'm selective about what I focus my energy on, and everyone else should be as well. You need to be discerning about what you're giving your focus and attention to, essentially. So you can search for sages. You can look for gurus. You can look for the answers on the earth for ages. So you can look for these answers externally for long amounts of time, but that it won't answer all of your questions because essentially the truth is within. That's why I say you can search for sages on the earth for ages. Lurk the traces. So that's like, it's almost like a visual, like you're lurking around for traces of truth, of external truth. You're externally lurking around. Of the birds in cages. So that it's almost like a metaphor of humanity being a bird in a cage because we're meant to fly free, but there's so many limitations placed on us, and we're essentially domesticated humans. And from birth, we're mages. So mage is another term for a magician. So we're born as like basically magicians. We are wizards. You know, we have so much power, but we externalize all of our inherent power. And that's the next line, how it's shirked, outrageous. So we shirk this inherent power that we have, and it's outrageous that we that we externalize and disempower ourselves. And hidden in plain sight. So it's like the truth is within, connecting with my previous points, the truth is within. And all of this is hidden in plain sight. The truth is always there. Ridden with stained plights. So that's like saying the plight of humanity. Okay, so it's referring to that. And sippin' insane night. So it's getting into duality here because I say sippin' insane night and drippin' with daylight. So the night could also be yin qualities or darkness. So you can be drinking in these yin qualities or even drinking in these shadow qualities of ourselves and dripping with daylight. So you might be, it's a visual too, like intaking these yin qualities and then dripping with daylight, or intaking some shadows, but you're still dripping and radiating this light simultaneously. So along with the visuals, it's also like the paradox of humanity, or the irony of the human condition, how we're so flawed but so powerful at the same time. And then I say Christ, archetypal sunrise. So this is referring to the Christ consciousness, because I'm not too sold on the idea that Jesus necessarily existed in the physical form, but if he did, he's an ascended master. And Christ consciousness, you can also call it Buddha consciousness. It's a level of consciousness that we can all access. So it's something that we can all strive for. That level of consciousness, Christ consciousness, Buddha consciousness, whatever, that is basically unconditional love and you're living your truth fully. So it's that place, that archetype of unconditional love and compassion. No matter what you believe happened in history, it's Christ consciousness is that place of unconditional love. It's that kind of archetype. So Christ archetypal sunrise. So this ties in with the day and night theme. It ties in with the story of Christ. It ties in with the sun cycles because that's an alternate explanation for the Christ story, the sun cycles. So, and then you have sun and sun, S-U-N-S-O-N. So that brings me to the next couple lines. Then I say, Christ archetypal sunrise, pop up, your sunset. So pop up can also sound like papa. And, sunrise, it pops up. Your sunset. So it's tying in with the theme. Your sunset, so like the sun setting, and your sun, like referring to myself as a sun. Papa, your sun is set. So I'm good now. I can handle my own business. I'm in my power, essentially. And then I say, look up and see the plum skies. And the rhyme scheme here is going A, B, A, B. So archetypal sunrise, sunset, and then plum skies, and that ties into the next line. Look up and see the plum skies. Mum flowering ain't done yet. So that's the last one is the second B rhyme. So it's A, B, A, B. Sunrise, plum skies, sunset, done yet. So with the line, look up and see the plum skies, it's referring to those days where the sun is setting and it's like that purpley pink sky with the clouds. And those kind of sunsets are just amazing to see when the sky looks like that. So plum skies. It's very descriptive, and that's how I think of when the skies are like that purplish color. And the last line is mum flowering ain't done yet. So this is like mum, like mom, but mum flowers are a type of flower. So I'm saying mum flowering ain't done yet. So I'm saying, mom, my growth isn't done yet, and flowering isn't done yet. So it's a continuous process of growth and evolution. We're always flowering. We're continuously blossoming. That's the process of life. So yeah, that's what I wrote down today. I was inspired to write it just because of the word perspicacious. It really got me going. So I hope you found some value in that. And do some writing yourself. Express yourself creatively because we're all super creative beings, okay? Peace, peace, much love, and one love, baby.